Do you dream of having an abundant flower patch or a bountiful vegetable garden, but just don't have the space? Container gardening can be an excellent way to grow a variety of different plants. Anything you can plant in the ground can also be planted in a container. Cindy Haynes at Iowa State University Extension will introduce us to some unique and flourishing containers at Ryman Gardens. She'll also show us how to plant our own herb garden.
I love herbs in containers because I can take them outside in the summer and then bring them inside in the winter. So when we're thinking about containers or container gardening, we want to start with a pot that's about the right size, that has a drainage hole, and that we can put plenty of plants in it. So I'm going to start by filling this up. I've only filled it up to the point where I can put those side plants in, and then I'm going to put them in and then fill in with more soil around them. So take a little bit of parsley, which is pretty nice looking. I'm going to tease the roots just a little bit. Roots that kind of circle around and around and around. They don't have a tendency to go out. So I'm just going to break that up a little bit. I'm actually going to get rid of some of those lower roots, and then I'm going to put it in one side. I'm going to do the same thing with some chives. Pop it out of the pot. Nice root system again. Chives, great herb, and you can easily grow this one from seed. Got some thyme on the side here too. Once again, break up the roots just a little bit. So now I've got parsley, chives, thyme. I'm going to fill up with just a little bit more soil and plant a basil in the top. And then I'm going to put it right here in the center. What I've used is potting soil. This is a potting mix, and you can buy this at a garden center or even a discount store. It's probably the best soil for containers because it has these little white pieces of perlite in it that help make sure that it's really well drained. Usually it's pretty high in organic matter, it's light, it makes it easy to carry the container, and things drain really well. The problem with potting soil is that it dries out a little faster than garden soil. So plants in containers with a potting mix will need to be watered more frequently. So one of the biggest issues with container plantings is figuring out when you need to water. The best thing to do is actually to feel the soil. You should let the top inch or two dry out, but it's usually a little more moist the farther down that you go. You can put yourself on a schedule to check everything once a week, but you don't want to water once a week if the plants don't need it. Deadheading is the removal of spent flowers, and it often encourages that plant to rebloom again for you. When I'm deadheading, I'm going back to a node or a set of leaves that's going to cause it to branch and fill out just a little bit more. So this is an example of a tomato in a container, though it's a little unusual of a container. This is a torpedo here at Ryman Gardens. Tomatoes work really well in containers. Usually we look for ones that are a little more compact, that don't get quite as large, though the habit's still going to be the same. So pick plants that maybe require a little less staking, or you're going to have staking. And plants in containers will need more water and more fertilizer. They're still equally as productive as they would be in the ground, but they just might need a little more care.
Gardens of all shapes and sizes bring life, beauty, and personality to any space. Plus, the satisfaction and convenience of a home harvest can't be beat. We hope you'll be inspired to give container gardening a try.